Hello, everybody. Just sitting here waiting for a few folks to come in. Might even turn this up to make sure it works. Oh, hey there, Larissa. Get where I can see the chat here. Hello, Helena. And Pamela. Hey, let's see. Connie's in there. Y'all didn't know, but Connie's one of my favorite girls. I don't know why, but she is. Can y'all hear me okay? I want to make sure y'all hear me. I think it's supposed to be where you can hear me, but you don't ever know. Danny, I don't know if it's my phone, but I can hardly hear you. No, can't hear you well. I can't hear you. Let me look. Let me look to try to see what's wrong. Uh, Let me see if Tammy's doing something here. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, I bet I know what it is. Yep, it's turned down. Mic thing's turned down. Hello. All right, I see it coming up there now. Hey, that should be it there. Yeah, the mic gain button got turned down. You know, who knows how that happens. Let me kind of get set up here. Jamie went to bed on me. All right. Am I saying good now? Hey, you don't ever know now, I can tell you. I'm gonna put it on chat on my program here. All right. Yeah, Connie, it's something about you that I can connect with. I don't know what it is, but there's actually some more like that. Hey, Brian, how you doing, man? There's some people like you can talk to them or something, hit it right off. And there's some folks, they just ain't nothing there. I'm still moving stuff around here. I'm up here in Tammy's spot. Y'all, they probably don't a whole lot of people know about that Iran thing, and I ain't just gonna talk about Iran. We'll have our normal conversation. But they probably don't. Hey, Leanne, that's perfect. Yeah, I should have checked that. The night game, but I don't know how, whatever. I don't know how it turns like that, you know. Let me do something here. Just bear with me a second. I'm gonna try to pull a video up. I'm gonna see if I can. This program here is so complicated that you can forget, you know, like if you don't use it. All right, I think I got it here. I've been watching this stuff a little bit, and I don't know all about it, but I probably know more than like if you're watching the news. Because they ain't gonna do nothing but lie anyway, you know. According to which news channel you watch. That's it right there, and that's live right now. Oh, well, let's see how many we got. I might need to talk another minute. 36 people. And hello there, Gina. I don't sit and watch this stuff, y'all. I just know about it, you know, like, I just, like, know about some stuff about it. You know, that Iran's got two choices, y'all. And the regular news would just tell you all kind of stuff. Because this is hot news, you know. And they'll keep you like, they basically scramble your brain. They ain't gonna sit here and tell you what I'm gonna tell you. Because, I mean, if they told you what I'm gonna tell you, you'd turn the TV off. I may start watching something else, you know. And I doubt all y'all was watching the news very much anyway. Oh, I tell you what, before I start, I'm kind of waiting for some people to get in there. I know it's kind of late at night, and all of a sudden, you know, I told y'all that, you know, Stephen got it, Grandma got it, Tammy got it, and I'm supposed to be the smartest one of them all. And I said, I don't get it. You know what I mean? I think I do get it. I think I do get it now. And it's my life story, too. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, that's right, Malone. Hey, y'all, I think I do get it. I might like to keep that a secret, but I think I do get it. I think I understand. You know, about the people, you know. Not necessarily all, You know the chatters. You know the chatters pretty well, much like me. But you can't go by the chatters. I know you say to yourself, I don't know what you're talking about, Dan. Hey, you can't go by the chatters, though. You go by the chatters, they'll fool you, you know. The chatters are not the majority. I might tell that one day. I got it figured out. I pray the U.S. doesn't fire anything. I pray the USA doesn't fire anything. I don't mind helping Israel. Hey, there's a problem with that. Let's see, Betty. There's a problem with that right there. What you just said. They got a nuclear weapon site. It's in a mountain, and Israel don't have nothing that will reach that bomb. It's way down deep in the ground. And Israeli don't have that kind of firepower. Yeah, yeah. I actually need to spend some time with you, Leanne. I've been around you and I know how you are. I need to spend some time with you. I'll give you an example, Leanne, and you probably might already know it. Everybody thinks about what other people think about them or what they doing. Everybody does that. But you are real bad about it. No, you ain't doing nothing wrong, Leanne. No, you ain't doing nothing wrong. That's what I'm talking about right there, Leanne. You worry too much about little petty stuff. Did you know that? Hey, living life. You worry too much about little petty stuff. When you's over there, come over there and sit with me for just a few minutes. I could tell that. I don't know what made you like that, but you constantly thinking about everybody and what they think, and when you don't have to, you know. Maybe like when you sitting there talking to me, you know. Leanne pulled her chair over there pretty close to me. And I was talking to her and everything, and she worries about, did I say the wrong thing? And just, hey, Leanne, just try to be yourself, and I don't know how you got like that. I don't think you was born like that. Just try not to worry too much about other people. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think about what others think, but they don't worry about it. You got me? Next time you down here, if you ever come back, me and you'll get out and go riding around and try to see if I can convert over to you what I know. But I mean, a lot of people, like I say, so let me catch this comment here. Irene has been messing with us for years, so I agree that my granddaughter is leaving Saturday for boot camp in the Army and just don't want long war. It won't be no long war. You ain't got nothing to worry about. When you watch this video right here, you ain't got nothing to worry about, Miss Betty. One of them news agencies, they done a poll. And polls are crooked, y'all. You can't pay no attention to polls. I keep thinking about Leanne. I got thoughts shooting in there, y'all. Keep thinking about Leanne. Okay, they took a poll. They said, do you agree with the United States getting into helping? And here's where they made the poll crooked. Here's where they made the poll crooked. And do you support American troops on the ground? You see that? No, they don't. No, they don't. Nobody support boots on the ground. But that was a rigged question. That was a rigged question. You can ask anybody that, and they'll say no. Here's like kind of what's shooting in my thought about Leanne. Oh, here's the deal, Leanne. It might be different being a woman. I'm sure it is. But let's say, I was dating a woman, and she liked me, and I liked her. But I'm like saying, a woman, I want a man, that a woman might be a little fussy and bossy. But they want a man they can lean on. And that woman don't want a man saying, is everything all right? And are you happy? Are you satisfied? What? You know what I'm talking about, Leanne? Did I do that wrong? It's if I reversed it into a man. And like I say, it might be different being a woman. If, it might be different being a woman. But, like, a woman pretty much wants a real man. So that's just a little flaw you have there, Leanne. You look there and Stuart. It's just a little flaw you need to think about that, Leanne. Yeah, I know I'm right, Leanne. I talked to you. I could tell. You actually kind of talked to Phoebe about that. So let me tell you a little bit about that, about the Phoebe thing. She's grown now. She is a woman now. But I remember back when she wasn't a woman, exactly. And she had this body like like a movie star. And she's pretty, and she's nice, and she don't cuss and drink and do drugs or nothing like that. But because she's so pretty, I'm gonna get rid of this Iran thing, yo. I'm just talking. But because she's so pretty, she let the other girls beat her down. And see, I knew it. I knew that. I could tell it. You can't talk much when you're around me because I can see into your soul. I just can. Don't know why, but I can. Thank you, Danny. I've been a bit worried. You ain't got to worry. I'm gonna tell you why the bed. Just keep watching. You ain't got to worry about. Hey, your daughter can join. You ain't got to worry about nothing. But I talked with Phoebe. And that's one of them kind of things where you don't do like you think somebody wants you to do. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, if you're doing something wrong, it might be a little different. You know, the girls pretty well had her beat down because, I mean, she's pretty. Y'all know how that is. I said, when you go somewhere, you act like you own that place. You don't let nobody make you go sit in the corner. While they up there having the time of their life, they got you sitting there. About to cry. Hey, Mima. Hey, y'all all understand that, don't you? I mean, y'all know girls be girls. Especially young girls. I mean, Let me go ahead and tell you right now, Betty, there ain't gonna be no kind of a ground war over there. You just have to trust me. There ain't gonna be no kind of ground war over there. No kind. Hey, that's right. I don't know what's made Leanne like that, but she's bad, y'all. And you can see in Leanne in depression by looking at her wrong. I bet you didn't know I knew that, Leanne. You can send her into depression just by looking at her wrong. You don't want to be like that. As my mother taught me, shoulders back, head held high, heart sincere. That's right. Hey, we live in a hell of a world, y'all. We live in a hell of a world. Yeah, I do, Leanne. Ever since I talked to you over here, ever since we was talking. But as we was just having conversation, I could tell. So y'all, we got about 80 here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about Iran, then we'll talk and chat and shoot the bull, whatever y'all want to talk about. Uh, it's not very the Iran thing is not very complicated at all. And Iran only has two choices. Y'all remember I told y'all this. They only have two choices. And it's either one or the other. And it's going to be one or the other. I just don't know which one it's going to be. But there it goes. Oh, the United States has got this bunker buster. Donald Trump's, I'm sure he's trying to give them time to think it over. He's done told them to move, for the people to get out. He is not no bluffer, y'all. He's like me. It's actually an insult to be wrong. To make yourself look stupid, it's an insult. He ain't gone back down. But they can do this. They can throw both hands up and say, Iran. They can throw both hands up and say, I surrender. And let the UN, the United Nations inspectors, go in there and dismantle their country. Y'all remember the United Nations inspectors in the Iraq War? They was over there looking for weapons of mass destruction, and they didn't ever find none. And and let me get back. I'm about to lose my thought. So I'm sure right now, even though you don't hear about it on the news, I am sure uh, that they are trying to negotiate with them. Uh, I am sure that Donald Trump don't want to do that. But I am 100% sure he will do it if they don't throw both hands up. And it's going to be one or the other. Ain't going to be no ground troops walking in there. They can sit there and push a button. The, the Iranian people, they don't like what their leaders is doing. And they kind of hoping the people will overthrow, the leaders. But that ain't so easy done. You see the way I talk, Leanne? I'm sure of myself. You try to not to worry too much. Yeah, I see that about the bacon. And you know they don't want them UN inspectors in there. I'm reading the chat, y'all. So y'all ain't got to worry about quitting chatting. I'm reading the chat. Um, a little bit here and there. I'm reading it. Oh, the UN. I better throw something up there, boy. What? Let's see. Hey, I don't know how I doing it. That might be, yeah. That's the video I'm watching there, y'all. Let me get back on track here. The UN going in Iraq, Iran, it's like the welfare people coming into your house and we all have heard about the welfare people coming in, family children services and all that. Like once they get in there, you can't get rid of them. And that's the way the UN inspectors is going to be. That's just an example. We ain't never had enough dealings with the family children people, but I've heard before that they pretty bad. If you ever get them in there, you can't get them out. I see. what's the U.S.'s bargaining chip with Iran? Um, they don't have, you know what I mean? They got to straighten up and fly right, Helena. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, them people, y'all, I mean, they done said, that they was going, what they was going to do to Israel. And, I mean, the United States too. And they say that they was just days away from getting that nuclear bomb. They say they was just days away from getting it. And, they got people inside of Iran. Israel's got spies in there. And probably, I mean, I'm sure the United States does too. They know everything's going on. So, I thought of an example for y'all. Just say every tree you got in your yard was one of these nuclear sites. Every tree in your yard. They can mash a button and get rid of every tree one by one. Or all of them at one time. Why does that keep going away? Well, y'all, I mean, it's going to be these two things. They are not going to quit. Hey, y'all, this is just stuff I know. Israel is not going to quit. And Donald Trump is not going to quit. They ain't no quitting. It's going to be one or the other, y'all. I loved it on Friday night when I sang and did duets with Stephen. I felt so very comfortable. Hey, you're welcome, Leanne. Hey, you're welcome. We was glad to have y'all. You know why I got so aggravated about Dawn, Leanne? About her leaving YouTube, Because, man, she was a real good YouTuber. I didn't get mad. I got aggravated about it. That's why I kept trying to pull her back. I was trying to pull her back in. Because she's one of them people that everybody liked. And, she was a plus to anybody's channel. She was fun. She was nice. She would cut up. And all in between. And Hodges are very warm and welcoming. Thank you, Miss Helen. I've seen Stephen over here, y'all. Usually if anybody comes to my house, I'll talk to them and don't let no room silence come in. You know, I'll talk to them and keep everything going. But that Stephen, he's a little different to me. You know, I mean, he's not a big talker. Stephen is not a big, small talker. You won't believe it, but women constantly want to know what Stephen thinks because you can't tell from talking to him. He won't tell you nothing. And, you know, I know that from the women he was married to and stuff. Women like to know what you're thinking about. Tammy sometimes will ask me what I'm thinking about. She wants to know what I'm thinking. Not too much, but because I'm usually just normally talking, you know. But if I ain't saying too much, you know, that's when she wants to know what I'm thinking. Women always seem to want to know what men are thinking, yeah. Yeah, well, see, I always try to talk to everybody that comes over here and everything. And, hey, y'all, Stephen, I'll just get up and walk out, go get in his truck. I mean, I've seen him do it a bunch of times. And I mean, he ain't worried about it neither. I seen him do it a bunch of times. I seen him leave a bunch of women standing in here talking to me. So, if you want to walk outside to him, you better have your eyes on him. Because he will just walk the hell out. I can tell you that. I promise you he will. Yeah. You know, the way he is ain't a bad way to be. He's about as opposite of Leanne as you ever seen. Leanne and Stephen is opposites. I respect a man's silence. Had to wait for that heart to get out of the way. And that's the same respect should be separated toward a woman's silence. Yeah. I don't know how long this right here will go on. Uh, you know, I mean, they probably trying to break their will, you know. Some people you can break their will pretty easy, and some people you can't. It's real hard to break my will. You know, people just don't mean everybody, but people will take it upon themselves. I need to bring you down. Y'all all know it. 'Cause that's happened to everybody. And some people like Phoebe, Leanne, you can make them go sit down and be quiet. But you can't me. Oh, I'm sure it can be done, you know. Glad to see you live, sweet Danny. Hey, thank you, Miss Carol. Yeah, that's called an arsonist. I heard that, arsonist was an epidemic now, like with the young people. And I believe it, y'all. I mean, 'cause I've been around, Uh, I don't hardly do nothing no more. But I used to go to karaoke and them four-wheeler rides and hell, I used to do all kind of stuff. I think that's one of the reasons like why I'm kind of bored every now and then, 'cause I've done everything, y'all. I've done everything. I was, I told y'all on my other video about, the last one I done. I told y'all about, the secret to getting there fast on YouTube. Getting to success quick. That's put a woman in there with a half a halter top. So I'm gonna tell y'all about that. This ain't about them, but I'll tell you what I found out. And I think I told y'all about this. Hey, Tanya, I think I told y'all about this on Tammy's video. But, not everybody's seen it. Yeah, thank you, AG. Danny, you and Stephen. Okay. All right, thank you. Stephen knows a lot of what I know, AG. I spend enough time talking to him. He ought to. But, this man, so I told y'all about the video and getting, like getting 9 million views of him and the girl with the halter on camping under a bridge. And they was cooking. And the guy had a good video. He had good sound. He had the music in there. But after I taught y'all about that, I went back and looked at their channel. And I went all the way down to when he started. Which wasn't but about 3 years ago. And I'm going to show y'all a clip here in a minute. I just can't talk and show you the clip at the same time. But I can if y'all want to see it, the woman and the man, them camping. But, oh yeah, I went all the way down to the bottom of their videos, and they done about like 8 videos by itself. in his last video, before the woman come in there, had 4,000 views. And then when he put that woman in there, the very next video had 64,000 when he added that woman in there. Well, I mean, it's not a big thing of living life. You know what I remember about you living life? You know what? I told Stephen this the other day. I said, you remember when Bloomin' bought us them shirts with the holes in them? Like the net shirt. He said, yeah. I said, you checking out of wearing yours. And I said, I just wore mine for the hell of it. Just because, I mean, I knew that was ridiculous. Not to wear a fishnet, a sleeveless shirt. I knew that was ridiculous. And living life loving was the one raising the most sin. Living life, I ain't gonna chew you up, break you down to bits. But I can't see in the dark. I can't see in the dark. They ain't gonna do you like, I ain't gonna tell about it, but no, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But yeah, she was one raising the most sin about the stupid fishnet t-shirt. Or whatever, the net shirt. Damn thing's hurting my nipple playing the drums. But I mean, I was gonna wear it just to damn show Stephen. You don't let people back you down. They'll get in the habit of backing you down. And I knew there wasn't nothing wrong with it, and I knew it was dumb. I knew it was all dumb. I knew all of it was dumb. Then you go over there and watch a video of somebody in the beach and they ain't even got a shirt on. I say, that's how dumb we talking about, y'all. That's how dumb we talking about. Tell me I'm right again. Alright. So I went and watched a video. Y'all better speak up if y'all want to see the woman's video, because Living Life Loving's done shot to like me showing y'all the girl. She's done shot me down. So she may be backing me down, but I know y'all a bunch of women don't care nothing about seeing it, but you might be like me, just watch it out of curiosity. YouTube is not gonna show nothing. You wanna see it? I'll pull it up there in a minute, because I ain't done talking about it, Tanya. Yeah, I figured you would, like, have a open mind. Don't reveal nothing by saying, don't you wear them shirts. Don't reveal yourself. And this is a video on YouTube. Man's got a hell of a lot of subscribers. The video got like 9 million views. And have you seen the new wedding dress styles? Look at a few. Tell me if you would want your daughter wearing one. Hey, I know people's crazy living life. I know people's is. Man, me and Tammy watched a movie a while ago. Y'all done got me splitting now. Me and Tammy watched a movie a while ago where man bought a motel. Him and his wife bought a motel room, and he discovered one of the rooms had a two-way mirror. And oh man, what a mess that was. Yeah, I mean, hey, hey, listen, I can tell you something. There is people. How you feeling, sweet Danny? Hey, I feel fine. Yeah, I feel fine. Oh, I, I, I forgot what I was saying, y'all. But so I'll go into what I was talking about. I forgot what I was going to say, but could you imagine finding two-way mirror? Yeah. Hey, that show turned into a mess, and the man that was on the motel room, there was some crazy stuff happening. Somebody got murdered, in that room. The same people kept coming back to that motel room. You were fixing to show us a video. I'm still gonna show it. So, after I watched that video, y'all, I was watching them riding, the we call them trail rides, and we have them around here. I'm sure y'all have them where y'all live at, where people go to on this piece of land that might be 500,000 acres or something, and they got some good wet land where it's fun riding four wheelers and them buggies like Steven's got and all that. And, girls is out there and it was about the same thing. But whoever was running that camera knew to show them girls out there. Yeah, I couldn't tell them girls nothing. I'm sure you couldn't tell them girls nothing. I'm sure of it. And they was actually doing just like the girls in the video I was talking about camping under the bridge. They was actually doing like that too. Uh, them girl, the camping under the bridge, man, they straightened up. They quit letting the girl dance and grabbing the other girl's butt and like they was doing stuff like they think men like women to do. Myself don't like that. But I'm old, maybe I'm too old. And I mean, they ain't doing it because they funny. They think us men like that. And I mean, I reckon some men do. I just don't particularly care for it too much myself. You know, and I don't, I like women to be women. I don't know what I'm talking about. I like for women to be women. I ain't talking about I want them to be no nun. But I don't want them carrying on and all that kind of thing, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. You like being a woman, Helen? Yeah. Yeah, I ain't real crazy about that kind of thing, you know. But that's just me. I mean, I don't think I'm like everybody else as far as that. I'm fitting to try to pull this video up. Oh, I might be kind of quiet here for a second while I'm looking for it. Oh, let me look at somebody else here. And you know, I told y'all I was thinking about doing this one time, you know. Getting a girl. You know, and you know, putting her on video. But now, you know, can't make so much money now, you know. Oh, I gotta look it up. And every once in a while, a video like this will get took down. Oh, all right, let me see if I can get this up now. I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna add this. If you think that like a woman wearing a halter top might offend you, I don't actually buy it. But if you wanna leave, go ahead and leave now because I'm fitting to pull this up. I don't actually believe it offends nobody myself. Wait a minute, I think that's the wrong one. Oh yeah, this is it. Still can't see that good, you know. And I can't play too much of it neither. Oh, I ain't gonna play no sound, but you'll get the idea. Watch how he's changing scenes. He don't let you get bored, Oh, he ain't just sitting there like we do, showing the garden. Watch his editing, how good this guy edits. And hey, let me pause that video. And I'll just skim through it. I'll show you the high parts. Now this is where, see that? You know who I think is watching this, y'all? You know who I think their audience is? It's gotta be young people. See, they took a grill out there. I mean, they went way out to make a video. This guy right here, he knows what he's doing now. All these, see, there's the bed in the back of the truck. Oh, let me move that. See, I mean, I don't know if that's gonna hurt no woman's feelings there. But, you know what I mean? Hey, there it is, y'all. 13 million views. How about that? Don't look like we left nobody. Didn't nobody left us. But y'all, the truth is I enjoy getting on here. Uh, but I also want to make money too. Yeah. You are wonderful, Mr. Danny, for giving us this forum for all to express their fears and insecurities, coupled with very scary current events. Man, what's that? I don't know. I mean, I didn't know. I watched this one video, but I wasn't watching because of the girl. I watched videos like this. People camping and stuff, and camping in the snow and the 4-wheeler riding and all that. The trail riding, and I watch stuff like this. But I noticed that this man here think about the idea. You're talking about like when the time I was gonna get a woman on here, Cindy. Is that what you was talking about? Get a woman to help me? Is that what you're talking about? I'll answer you as soon as I know what you. Oh, oh, she didn't ever say one way or another. It would I mean, I would say I was just gonna get her to help me like do the antennas and stuff. Is what I was going. I wasn't gonna be camping and all that. I was just gonna let her help me make the antennas and hold the antenna pole and just put her in the video. You know, and don't forget what I'm saying. I like getting on there. I enjoy getting on there, but I want to make money too. I don't want to get on here for nothing. You know what I mean. And and there's a lot of people, y'all. And I mean, the people that tell you they just doing it for fun, you know, that ain't exactly true. They want to make money too. I told you like hardly nobody tells you the truth. As a married man, would you lust for her? That woman there? Hey, I ain't the lusting type. So that's the problem with all y'all women. That right there, what she just said. She thinks every man, boy, like don't even get me started. That's right, YouTube was about making money. Oh, listen here, y'all. I ain't gonna call no names. I mean, y'all right before about to get me started, that lady there, Cindy, is. Just because you offer don't mean a man's gonna accept. And women seem to think that, like, you can't resist, that you are just powerless. If they say, come on, baby, it's a done deal. I'm here to tell you that I've turned so many women down you wouldn't believe it. I need a medal on my chest. And Stephen too, y'all. You see them women that get mad and just completely blow up? I don't always want to get Stephen involved in my video. You see them women like this go crazy and blow up and start talking about him and calling everybody up and all that. And going complete nuts. And I can't sit here and speak for every man, but I can speak for myself. I don't sit around and think about women. And I told you, I watch videos like this. I was watching a bunch of videos. Yeah, I mean, Cindy, what, like, do you think all men's like that, Cindy? That if a woman just offers it to you, you get overpowered and you like don't even know what you're doing anymore. Is that what you think? I just sit here and told you that I like women. Yeah, they blow up. And I'm telling you now, why they blowing up? I mean, I mean, don't y'all understand this? You will see one just go rogue every once in a while. And it's to the point where Stephen can't hardly get on the phone and talk to some of the women because they are not satisfied with that. They want more and more and more. And I told y'all, I don't know how many times, you know what a lot of men will be doing in Stephen's position? Not all men are into just wanting a woman because she is dressed somewhat a woman that respects herself and wants a relationship. Not, yeah, that's right. But I mean, Connie, I mean, we got all kinds. Oh, yeah, I better not say that. I like women. Real women. Church going, prayer, talking ladies. But that's just me. I think that there's a lot of men that you can't trust. That lady don't care, AG. She don't care. And there's more that don't care than you think. And let me tell y'all something too. Yeah, I mean, they could be, I mean, they could, you right, Tanya, heck, that man's videos is good enough that she could just be dressed in regular clothes. But I mean, wouldn't have all them views they got. Man, I done lost my thing here. I told y'all I talked to a bunch of women and stuff, boy, on here. when I was sitting there with one eye closed, boy. Now, what I tell the girls around me, don't trust nobody. Y'all women are kind of a fool for somebody smiling and all that. And I can tell you, son, from being in the roofing business, women trust too much. If you're a nice looking guy and you got a halfway personality, women tend to trust you. But that's real misleading. Absolutely, Mr. Danny. That is what helps me praying and trusting God. And God sent so many friends. Yep. And I mean, it's just, it's that's the best way to be, Myrtle. That's the best way to be. Trust men at a distance. I agree with that now. Like, uh, you don't trust me just 'cause I say trust me, or you can trust me. And this is like what I'm talking about is preachers and I mean, and sometimes them's worse, you know? I mean, Myrtle's right. And you don't know. And these girls, on these shows, I mean, what I showed you, I didn't show you the mud bogging and all that where them women was out there doing that. That's kind of a dangerous game, I think. I really think that's kind of a dangerous game. Out there, doing like they doing, and I guarantee you there's some creep, or probably more than one, that's staring at them that they don't know it. Y'all hear me? I just think that's a dangerous game. Something else I was gonna tell y'all, where y'all frown on that pretty bad and everything, I know y'all do. But I mean, you ain't 20 no more. And I think it's a good thing that you grow up, that people grow up and start thinking different. Y'all, the truth is, y'all, I had girlfriends my whole life. Always, 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 all the time. Like as far back as I can remember. I bet you I could have 3 girls over here tomorrow. They know me. I wish I had the wisdom 20 years ago. Yeah, hey, me too, boy. If we did, seen it, we'd all be rich. I'm sure we'd have more money than what we got. Hey, boy, you think I ever thought about? I didn't think about retiring when I just quit work. I quit without paying. I wasn't making the money, and I wasn't disabled or nothing like that. But you think I ever thought about Tammy retiring? I didn't think about Tammy retiring until she told me she was wanting to retire. And boy, it'll slip up on you, Time flies. Let me see if I can understand. I'm gonna wait until the heart goes away there. What I'm saying, y'all, is I've been like I am right now my whole life. You see what woman I got? You see what woman I got with me? I've been like that my whole life. I have never been a womanizer. And I know that a lot of them boys that used to hang around with some young boys, and they like messed around, like that was their hobby. Everything included a girl. And I mean, if they didn't have a girl with them, they was on the phone texting them. I mean, that was their hobby. That's what they done. The sheriff himself told me, boy, he said, I had to get on my bunch. I'm messing with so many women. Yeah, I'm about to forget to finish telling you, Leanne. My mom was the one that told me how I was. When I was a teenager, she's the one that told me how I was. She knew I didn't pay girls no attention. And hell, I don't. I don't. We was out there at Walmart one time. She said a girl run into something. And I knocked it over, trying to look at me. Me and Mom was out there. And my mom was pretty smart, y'all. But my mom was the one that told me what. Like, your mama knows. That movie I was talking about a while ago where the man was the man at the motel room with the two-way mirror thing, he was acting kind of funny. And he was standing there in front of the motel looking, and his wife was looking at him through the blinds. She knew he was acting funny, but she thought he was actually messing around, you know. But, I mean, you get what I'm saying? I mean, you can't hardly fool your wife. Hey, they might not always say nothing, but they know when you, that's why Tammy, like, would have been all right with me, getting a girl to come over here and do antennas. Because, like, Tammy knows me, you know. I mean, here's something that I just don't think y'all know. People that are like that hide. If y'all don't get nothing else I'm saying, they hide that part of them. They don't get up there and talk the way I'm talking to you right now, smartening all of you up. They hide who they are. Do y'all understand that? That's the reason you get fooled. Because they hide. Hell, I mean, I know some, you know. Know a bunch of them. It ain't just trailer park people, y'all. You understand? And this right here, y'all, every once in a while I get aggravated about YouTube, you know. Hell, man, I'm the most straight up person you ever seen. Yeah, that's right, AJ. Hey, I mean, I'll see a pretty woman. Hey, I might look at her. I mean, I might not be looking at her butt. Well, I might, you know. But anyway, I ain't like wanting to go ask them for a date or nothing. Yeah. Hey, y'all, I'm probably the most straight up person that you ever heard on YouTube. People can act any kind of way. Listen to that. People can act any kind of way. They can act like a Christian. I seen that too. That's key there, y'all. That's key. Anybody can act to whatever they want to be. Like if you don't know them, I hear you there Tuesday with Joey. I hear you there. Also know who you are. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to quit calling out people's name. I have bashed the hell out of some people, you know? And they deserve it too. But you can meet a man or a woman and they can hide who they really are for a long, long time. Did y'all know that? Steven's over here. He'd come over here. He'd bring a woman with him. I said, has the fangs come out yet? I seen him coming over here. Every time he sat down, she'd jump in his lap. And one day, they sit down and she wasn't in his lap. I said, and I say it in front of her. Has the fangs come out yet? See, if you fool me, you done something. You can congratulate yourself. Guess who was right about has the fangs come out yet? I won't give you but one guess. Yeah. Hey, thank you. You can trust me, Mr. Danny. I know I can live a lie. I know I can trust you. Hey, thank you for that, too. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, I do trust you. I think you're a nice woman. I think most, any woman I think most every woman on here is nice. Yeah, it ain't just, it ain't just, women. But I'm talking about a particular woman. Uh, and that's what's so dangerous, like, like a lawyer, he could sit there and tell you what you want to hear and be lying the whole time. Get you paying money and then he starts immediately trying to break you down and, don't want to go to court, And they was one girl and man, she wasn't a girl, she was a woman. There was one woman and man that me and Tammy went off with every once in a while. He was shooting her so much bull. She'd asked me about it. And hell, man, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to, I don't want to get my buddy and, catch him, catch him in a lie. Or to catch him in a lie. She'd ask me all kind of stuff. She wound up like trying to mess with me, but I didn't ever tell him. I told him, but I didn't tell him. That was unfair to you. Yeah. She wasn't saying, I think he's lying and all that. She tried to trick me, Alona. But I knew what she was doing, and I know he's pretends to be rich. Yeah. And there you go. And Denny, who's more deceiving, a woman or a man? I don't know. Probably me is probably worse. Cindy. And I say this right here. I think a woman needs to be where she can trick a man a little bit. You can like a man and him not even know you like him. He just like not even know. He might need to be where you go up there, grab him around the neck, or something, and say, I like you a lot. But, there's, I think a lot of men will BS a woman. I really do, but there's also women like that too, that everybody is not everything they pretend to be. And this is what I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all. I ain't pretending a damn thing, y'all. I'm as straight up as to come. I ain't pretending this. I ain't pretending that. I don't pretend. I don't see no need to pretend. But, I think we live in a hell of a place. Tammy think the world gonna come to an end. And I ain't arguing with her, but she thinks the world's a hell of a mess. Because Tammy knows a lot of what I know. If Danny, my husband, is like you, he is brutally honest. Yeah, and you know what, Connie? Sometimes when I say hurts, uh, some of them women's feelings, they also hide. You hear me? They also hide. If when I talk to y'all on the phone and stuff, I don't do that much. Not no more. I mean, not no more. And I ain't got no, it ain't for no reason. Just I don't even know the reason. But you hear me talking the same way I'm talking here. You will hear me cussing once in a while. I try to watch that. But I don't sit here and try to act like I'm somebody else. When I get around Christians, I don't try to act like a Christian. When I get around hoodlums, I'm still the same person. I was up there in that strip club one time and I asked that girl, I said, your mama know you do this? I mean, that's how I am. I thought I still think that's kind of bad. I mean, I think that's kind of bad. If you home with your husband, boy, you get just as wild and crazy as he wants to get. But then when you leave your house, you leave that at home. Yeah, but hey, the sure way to tell about me, you'll hear me cussing a little bit when I get aggravated. I do try to watch it because Tammy don't like that. Grandma ain't too crazy about it, but I try to watch it. They will hug you and kiss you and tell you more lies. You know what, y'all? I'll tell you something. Like I ain't been telling you nothing, but I'm finna tell you something I ain't never told you. I'm finna tell you, I'm sure I ain't never told you. There's always somebody to say, I doubt that. Oh, And a lot of y'all know I'm just honest, and I don't try to mess with women and all that. And I've been around a bunch of women. Me and, Ruth and I had a woman working, and I've been around women. You wouldn't believe how many women fell in love with me. And I ain't sitting there lying about this, lying about that. I'm just what I am right here. There's a woman that I really like, that worked for me. That woman told me she loved me. I told Tammy about it, and Tammy said she got to go. And man, she was upset now. But just because that woman is willing, don't automatically make me willing, see? Sherry. But Sherry didn't try to move in on me. I can call her up right now. I guarantee you she'd tell me she loved me right now. She didn't play no tricks and try to hang all over me, off of me, whatever you call it. But there's actually been quite a bit of that. Women that told me they loved me. More than you wouldn't think so. I mean, I wouldn't think so, but there is. And yeah, quite a few. I can think of quite a few. And I ain't sitting here lying. I'm sitting here just like what I'm sitting here now. But there's something about me that's I got some kind of power that women like. I don't know what that power is. The only thing I do know for sure is I got it. That's the reason I don't, when the women come over here, I don't like for them to get real close to me. Sit down in your chair and, sit down in your chair. I'm just sitting here telling you. You can say, well, he's a narcissist. You can be, whatever, and it's not the chatters, y'all. I don't know who the people is. But I'm just like what you see me talking. Except I ain't, always like talking exactly like this. I'd be saying, listen to that song right there. And I sit there and talk to them. And that Sherry boy, she's something else now. She's something else. She said, I always loved you. I said, well, I didn't know it. She didn't tell me because I had Tammy. That's what, she told me that. If I were to meet my friend, Danny Hodges, would ask Miss Tammy if he could give you a hug. Hey, hold on, I pretty much know. You can tell stuff on here. I can. But, like when I went up there to the hospital, there's a reason why 6 or 7 girls was following me around. There's a reason. I don't know exactly what the hell it is, but I know there's a reason. One of them want to come home with me. Hey, when I left, boy, there was some upset women there. I don't hardly get that. And I've told y'all about this a bunch of times. Like, will you sit with me today? They didn't know, like, 2 or 3 others had said, will you sit with me? There's a difference in a hug and a hug, Cindy. There's 2 kind of hugs. A woman at the club told me to hug. She said, hug me. Do you? And she didn't like that hug. She said, no, I mean hug me. So there's 2 different types of hugs. Do we? have to be up at 3 a.m. to take my cowboy to the hospital for his back surgery. I'm going to say, stay up. I'm going to stay up all night. Okay there, living line. I mean, I reckon you're saying you're going to stay on here. You know the girls up there at the drunk hospital. You know they was none of them. You know in there for drinking or drugs. They that ain't why they was in there. You know, I was in there just for drinking. You know, and after raising hell at the nurses for a day or so, you know that it's actually it's like this right here. You know, I mean when I went up there, they ain't nobody like me. Like I'm hell, you know. They called up Tim and said, "How you make him do something?" But you know, it all turned around. You know, it all turned around. The nurses, the teachers, the women, the men, it all turned around. And see, you think I was up there acting? Boy, I was wanting to get the hell out of there just as fast as I could, boy. I wasn't up there acting. In there plotting to women and nurses. I didn't like that place worth a damn, boy. Not at all. You understand? I mean, that's kind of key what I'm saying here, y'all. I was pretty messed up when I went up there. Man, my head was like a bowl of jello, man. So, you know what? So, you know me. So, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm going to go in there and I'm plotting to trick the nurses. I'm going to plot to trick the girls. I wasn't plotting nothing, boy. Yeah, yeah. Hey, seeing every woman that comes over here hugs me. You kind of, you kind of wrong about that. I mean, that might be your, uh, you know, the way you live. But I hug every woman that comes over here 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. And, you know, I mean, I know Helena from on here, you know. I know her a long time. And she's never out of line, you know. Yeah, I, I think I was going to say I wished I could see all them girls again. And the teacher. Yeah, really, about all of them, you know. But I know they put me in a room, you know. And they had me kind of far away from the nurse's station. And they figured out pretty quick that I needed to be where they could keep an eye on me, you know, 'cause I was pretty bad, you know. I always think I'm going to whip drinking, but I never do. I always think I am. And I was, man, I tell you how bad I was there when I was up there, you know. I sat there and had a conversation with Tammy for 45 minutes, and she wasn't standing there. And, you know, I finally realized, you know, I wasn't standing, she wasn't there. So I was pretty bad, you know. But I mean, they was giving me stuff to calm me down and stuff, you know. But I probably won't never forget as long as I live, you know, that girl right outside the room talking on the phone to her mama crying. And I lay there in that bed, you know, listening. I could barely walk, you know. And I went out there and she was in bad shape. I really, you know, I mean, if I knew what I told her, I would tell you, but I don't remember. My head was scrambled, you know. But, uh, but then she wouldn't hardly let me go. And I didn't sit there for 5 minutes talking to her. I was there a long time. So I ain't never told y'all just what I'm fitting to tell you. I don't know about all the times I was over here drinking, but I don't think I told y'all. Oh, damn nurses. Whenever they go to work at night, they all in this room, you know, I reckon might be 4 or 5 of them, having the damnedest party and laughing and joking and just loud. You could hear them everywhere. Their boss don't know they was doing like that. And when I went out there in the hall, they wanted me to get the hell out there. Because they couldn't have the party. And boy, they was trying to get me to go to bed. Or they could do like what they wanted to do. Y'all wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe how they was doing. the damnest laughing and cutting up all night long. I mean, they wasn't walking the floors. I don't know what they was doing in there. Well, it wasn't like a regular hospital, where they nurses, steady walking the halls, They was in there and you could hear them. And they wanted me out of there. But I wouldn't leave that girl that was so upset, you know. And then, like, you know how women don't want a man that ain't got nobody. I bet y'all didn't know that one. The girls started talking to me like I'm so level-headed. And then more, two the nurses got pissed off. Uh, there was this black lady. She wanted me to sit down with her. And color. Sitting at the table. I said, yeah, I'll sit down with you. She had her a bunch of colors. And she had a bag slam full of stuff. She opened up a book. One of them coloring books. She put the color crayons all out there in front of me and tore me a page out, to color. I said, you know what? I said, I think that I'd just rather watch you color. And the nurses wasn't raising hell about her. And I sit here and talk to her, and she talked to me, and we had like about as good a time as you can have in a damn messed up place, Had the other girl there. There was another girl in there. Yeah, that. Everybody, uh, like thought a lot of me, Alona. I don't get, some of the women not liking me, because I'm not just like this here. But there was another one too, that she wanted me to sit down with her, but she's right real pretty. You know, I don't remember what all I was saying. I know I wound up getting mad as hell, boy. I did now. I told her, I said, I don't remember what all we talked about, but I remember what I got mad about. Them nurses was watching me. They like all these women that think that like you can't resist. These women think that like you just offer them and like you can't resist it. And hell, it probably is like that with a bunch of people. But it ain't like that with me. But anyway, I told that girl, I said, I'm gonna test you and see how tough you are. She's like, oh, that kind of scared and excited. I said, you want me to test? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what you gonna do? I said, you gotta close your eyes. I said, I ain't gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna test you and see how tough you are. I said, hold on just a minute. And I walked over there and got a broom straw. And I put that broom straw up above her lip. And I started rubbing it. I said, you can't smile? Well, yeah, I don't think I did say that because you can't hardly help from that, moving your lips, but you can't scratch it. Now, I was doing that to that girl. Them nurses over there, I didn't know they was all watching me. Boy, I mean that. Look here, I cussed them out, boy. I said, do you think I'm trying to mess with her? I remember, I really got mad. I got mad about that. Like, I know what I was doing in my own heart, see. But they seen it a different way. That particular girl there went slap crazy when I left from up there. And I knew she was really upset. I knew it. I called up there, tried to talk to her. They wouldn't let me talk to her. They said she's upset. I said, I know it. That's why I'm calling. They wouldn't let me talk to her. But, I was going to try to get her. Okay. I was going to try to get her okay. Which is stuff like what I do. Y'all just might not know it. I ain't near as big a son of a bitch as everybody thinks. Y'all got me? Hey, we got 80 people, y'all. That ain't bad. Don't judge a book by its cover. I reckon my wreck might have been a couple years ago. There was a woman that was come over here, come to see Stephen. What makes you come to the concert, But she didn't want nobody to know she was here. There's quite a few of them, that don't want nobody to see them. And they don't want to, they don't want to catch hell about it from the other women. And we got 2 recliners. And she sat down in this outside recliner where she couldn't see Stephen good. I mean, I knew that, She couldn't see Stephen good. He can't turn around and see her. Like I say, I reckon it's a couple years ago. And I couldn't say nothing. I didn't want nobody to know I was talking to her. Oh, I started waving my arm for her to walk in between me and the coffee table. She can't walk around the coffee table. She's got to walk right through where I'm at. And it's between the coffee table and the couch, I mean, it's ain't very wide spot there, so they all kind of damn stuff on the floor and all that. She come, like she don't know me. She knew what I was saying to go to that other chair. She knew that. But I mean, she don't know me. So she come trying to tiptoe through there and walk by me. She put her hand down. So in case I tried to touch her, she would have her arm and hand in the way. It was a day or two later. I told Tammy, I said, you say that girl come walk by me and put her hand down? She said, yeah, I seen her. I said, did you know I like that? I like that. She don't know me from damn nobody, You understand? She don't know me. I didn't even know Stephen, I didn't even know Tammy even seen her walk by me. She said, yeah, I seen her. I said, I like a woman like that. I didn't get offended, y'all. I actually like women like that. How about that? I like ladies, y'all. I like ladies. I want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all coming in here. I'll try to get in here a little more and stuff. And, I hear from y'all a little bit, Everybody, says they miss me. You look good, Danny. You can't help it. I don't know Tammy from the man in the moon, but I can see she is pure and wonderful person. Yeah. I had a buddy, that we was all at this wild party one night. And they nicknamed him Grabby. I don't think I'd want to have the nickname Grabby. Them summer guns I was drinking myself, but I was just drinking beer, but them summer guns got to drinking liquor. And they went wild. I appreciate you coming into chat with us. I'm used to late night chats. Y'all, I'm always going to tell y'all the truth. I'm not going to stand up here and act like somebody that I ain't. That just ain't in me, to be like that. That just ain't my nature. I'm always going to tell y'all the truth and tell y'all what I think, and a lot of times what I think is actually right. You thank you, Michelle. You always help us women in some way. I appreciate you. God bless. And I appreciate you too, Michelle. I appreciate all of y'all. All y'all very fortunate to have an audience. You thank you, Tony. You know what I mean? Just because I'm like I am, don't mean I won't turn around and look at you trying to get some water out of the water fountain with a short skirt on. Hey, I appreciate y'all. And I'm not all about the money. I enjoy getting on here and talking to y'all and looking at the chat and everything, but I also like to make money too. Y'all tell your friends in chat, good night. Will you do it again? Okay, Joey. Your content is good. Don't always have to be late night. Yes, I don't know. I don't know why I kind of get on here at night and stuff. I usually just kind of get on here when I have something on my mind. You think of Leanne? Leanne, you think about it. Give some thought to what I told you tonight. Try to practice, Leanne. And you can hug a woman. I've had about 15 commercials. Must be good video. I didn't know there was none on there. Miss Stewart, you know it did wind up raining today, y'all. It's raining every day. You know, I will tell you this before I go. I talked to my buddy that I ain't talked to in a long time. He told me he lost my number. That's the one that his daughter died in. Tammy went to the funeral. Tammy and Christina went to the funeral in Macon. And then the same man, that I talked to tonight, his mama died yesterday. He told me the reason he ain't called me is cause his phone tore up and he lost all the contacts. He was pretty down, boy. He was pretty down. I usually can try to pick somebody up. But how do you pick somebody up from something like that? Know what I mean? Ain't so easy doing. They wanting us to come and want me and Tammy to come up there. They having a cookout, kind of thing. Yeah, a lot of commercials. Yeah, hey y'all, if I don't like, when I get back over there, on my other computer, if I don't go in there and manage them commercials, they'll put one every 3 minutes, every two or 3 minutes. Oh, hey, yeah, y'all good about hanging around. I can tell you that. I can tell by looking at the audience retention, Hey, y'all, that's enough. That's enough. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. I love you too, Miss Helen. Love all of you. Connie, you have a good night. I seen what you was saying about he wasn't walking too good. Make sure you let Tammy know. Tammy's prayers is powerful, Connie. If I wanted to lean on somebody for prayer, it would be Tammy that I would lean on for prayer. I don't think I'd be hunting no church to tell the preacher. I think it would be Tammy. Because I know she's genuine. Thank y'all. Good night. Bye, 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 bye.